three kinds of things that glow in the dark. You have bioluminescent, and those things make their own light, so in complete darkness, you'll see them glowing in the forest. And then fluorescent things, you shine an ultraviolet light on, and then they light up because they convert ultraviolet light into visible light. And then phosphorescent is when you shine light on something, and then it releases light later. So there's no phosphorescent mushrooms, but there's lots of bioluminescent and fluorescent mushrooms. But this t-shirt is phosphorescent, so it's like a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt. And then here are some fluorescent mushrooms. So I found those in Telluride, Colorado, and I just shined an ultraviolet light on it. And with fluorescence, you can get almost any color in the rainbow. So these things can be really colorful and really surprising colors. And then bioluminescence, it only glows green. And they make their own light, so what I do is I just turn all the lights off, wait about 5 minutes, and then just walk through the woods at night with no light at all. And then you see like glowing patches of stuff, glowing mushrooms around. Sometimes like there's like glowing leaves, and there'll be 10,000 glowing leaves, and it looks like a whole ocean of glowing stuff. This photo I took in Michigan, but the place that I was describing with like oceans of glowing leaves is southeastern Mexico in the state of Veracruz. So we have some glowing mushrooms, some bioluminescent mushrooms here in California, but I find there's a lot more in Mexico. I'll start out with one from California. This is just the standard honey mushroom. It's super common. And then the other one that we have around here that's really common is a jack-o'-lantern. So this is Omphaliotis olivascens. It's a poisonous mushroom that's really good for dyeing fabric. I try to take the same photo with no light at all, and then just regular light, so you can see like what parts are actually glowing. But these are pretty common at the base of oaks. And this is the largest and most common glowing mushroom in California. And then another one in California is Pinellus dipticus. If you read the books, they say that these do not glow in the West Coast, but they definitely do. This is just a sawdust block that my friend gave me. So this is what people usually cultivate when they grow glowing mushrooms at home. So you can like put them in your garden. I just had this block like next to my bed. It was like a night light. And then here's some that I found in Michigan. So to get a picture like this, it's like kind of a long exposure, 30 seconds exposure, and your camera just picks up all the light. A lot of these are not very bright, but you've got to let your eyes adjust really well. And that's what they look like.
Nice.
And then here I am just holding a log of this stuff. And these are some that I found in Sonoma County. And then this is another one that I found around here. This is also Sonoma County. This is a Mycena rorida. And you can see that it's glowing quite a bit, like right in through here. In this one, only the mycelium glows. It's growing on a tan oak acorn. But I took this picture in the middle of the day. So what we did is we packed like 15 people into the bathroom at Soma Camp and turned off the lights, but there was still like some light coming around the edge of the door, so we put towels under the door like a stoner. And it pretty much worked, but there was also still a little bit of light coming in, so like the light from just the room, it kind of like lit it up a little bit, and you can still see the glow. And this is another one. This is kind of cool because this is on a petri dish. And this is honey mushrooms. And so you just take those regular honey mushrooms that you eat every day, you throw it on a petri dish, and it makes these crazy rhizomorphs on agar. But it's bioluminescent mycelium. So a petri dish was glowing at that. And then this is one I saw in Florida. This one still doesn't have a name yet, but it's a mycena. And the mushrooms don't glow at all. But then the leaves, where the mycelium is growing on it, they glow quite strongly. So this is a muscadine grape leaf.
Oh.
Yeah, it has awesome glowing rhizomorphs. And then here's one I found in Ecuador. It was like almost a year ago now. It was this March. This is a mycena. And these were glowing really brightly, so I just had to walk down the trail in Ecuador with no lights. After about a mile, I saw these things. If you ever walked in the woods at night in Ecuador, the forest absolutely comes alive. It's really exciting with all the stuff everywhere. But yeah, glowing mushrooms are really cool. And then this is one I found in Oaxaca in a landslide. And this one had no name when I found it, but now it's been named, and it's Mycena lumina. Wow. Yeah, so this one's really cool. The mycelium doesn't glow at all. You see nothing glowing in there in the log, but just the mushrooms themselves glow really brightly. And then this one is another one that didn't have a name when I found it, but now it's Mycena lux follicula, and this one is from Veracruz, Mexico. So this one is really cool because the stems glow really brightly. So when I'm walking through the woods in southeastern Mexico, you see these it looks like little vertical lines in the woods, and they're the stems of these mushrooms. This is mycelium glows a little bit too. And then this is my favorite one. This is Mycena globulispera, a species described from Brazil, but I found this in Veracruz, Mexico as well. And this one is super dim. So I always take, just like a bright picture with flash or whatever. And then this one, I brought the mushrooms home, and they're super, super dim. They're not so dim that I couldn't see them glowing, like that's how I knew to bring them home. But I just opened the shutter on my camera and I went to bed. And after 40 minutes, the camera ran out of batteries and it saved this picture. I woke up in the morning and I was pretty happy with it. But it's really unique just because the gill edges are the main thing that glows, and the mycelium. And then here's one, Mycena fulguris, another one where only the stems glow. So these are from Veracruz, a habitat called the cloud forest. It's one of the most biodiverse habitats in the whole world. There are more species of magic mushrooms that grow in this habitat than in any other habitat. And there's other things like glowing mushrooms, the mycena, and the cordyceps kind of follow that diversity. And the plant diversity is absolutely amazing as well. This is Mycena nebula.
Great shot.
Yeah, this one I found in the middle of the day. I didn't get a picture of it glowing, but I think I have some more. But yeah, also Mycena nebula. This one only grows on liquid amber trees. And sometimes there's just thousands of them, like all over the tree. And that's why we called it nebula, because it's like a nebula of stars. And then this one is Mycena stylophora. And this one does not glow, but the mycelium glows. And so if you look at the leaf, you can see that there's some areas where it's kind of bleached out, and those bleached out areas are the areas where it's glowing. So the mushroom is consuming the leaf and turning it lighter color. And this one here doesn't have a name yet, but it will be Mycena lux minor, because it's extremely tiny. This whole thing here, this is a liquid amber seed pod. And then the mushrooms are only a couple millimeters. And the mushroom doesn't glow, but the primordia glows. So you get like all these, looks like stars in this seed pod. And then this is my favorite one. This is called Mycena perlae. And this is the brightest bioluminescent mushroom that I've ever seen. A lot of times when I find them, I like to just take it and throw it, and it looks like a shooting star. And I found these first in 2013, and I was camping out with my friend, and I told him, like, I'm gonna go find glowing mushrooms, and he laughed at me. He was like, there's no way. And it was raining, and so I started walking, and after about 10 feet, I stepped in a puddle, and I'm like, oh my god, this was a bad idea. But it was cold and rainy, and so I just kept walking, and after about 100 meters, I saw a whole bunch of these. This one's kind of cool because only the cap glows. So here, I just like had a little LED light that I used to light up the stem. The mycelium doesn't glow at all. It's only the cap. But sometimes you find thousands of these. So they're Mandy? Sometimes you find like thousands of these. So they're like growing all along the forest floor. And they just look like stars. Super bright.
Oh.
And then these, let's see, what is this? This is Mycena guzmanii, and this one doesn't glow very bright, but then the leaves glow really bright, so that's just my tackle boxes full of these mushrooms. Here's one from Jalisco, so this is the west coast of Mexico, in another cloud forest. And this mushroom doesn't glow, but all of the sticks were glowing. And it's probably a resin of Mycena. And then this is my favorite one. This is also from Jalisco. And they are like glowing balls. So I have no idea what this is. It's got to be a Mycena, but I'm going to have to find that collection and DNA barcode it. Oh, there's our malaria. So taking these pictures of glowing mushrooms are pretty difficult because they're super dim sometimes. So basically you need like a long exposure, and I don't know, I could go into the details of how I do this photography and talk about that all night. But I think if you want to know about photographing glowing mushrooms, just ask me about it and I'll tell you all there is about it. So I'll show you some fluorescent stuff. So this is Coptis trifoliata. It's just a plant, but I just found this leaf in Michigan, and I shined the light off the black light on it, and it lit up like where the bugs had bit it. And I was like, wow, this is going to be an amazing picture. So I just took a close-up picture of this one leaf. But the yellow chemical is berberine, and this is the chemical that's in the roots of Oregon grape. So it's used as a dye, and it's no, this is the same chemical. This is, the chemical is berberine, and berberine is is an Oregon grape. Yeah.
Is it produced by the plant to like deter insect predation?
It's definitely produced by the plant. I don't know why. Oh, and by the way, if anyone has questions, you can just shout them out. You don't have to.
So then, if that's produced in Oregon grape, and we have Oregon grape here, would that be something we could see here?
Absolutely. In fact, after I took this picture and I learned about the chemicals, the next time I saw Oregon grape, I ripped some out of the ground and I shined the black light on the roots, and they were glowing this exact same color, super bright. And I think this is used for by herbalists for a lot of things. I don't know too much about it, but I'm pretty sure.
And which one is this? Bioluminescence?
So this is fluorescent.
Fluorescent.
So I just
you
finished
have to
with
have
all
the
of my
light.
bioluminescent photos, and now all the photos I'm showing you are going to be things where I shined an ultraviolet light on. And then they're fluorescent, so there's all these molecules, and they turn ultraviolet light into visible light, and you get tons of different colors. So it's not just green like the bioluminescent. So this is a weevil. And I found this weevil in Brazil about 3 weeks ago. And I was just shining the black light around at night, and this thing like really lit up. It was like an emerald. It was so bright. It was about 1.5 inches long. Yeah, pretty big weevil. And then one of the most beautiful things I've seen at night was a porcupine. Yeah, so this was at the Telluride Mushroom Festival, and I just led this ultraviolet night hike, and we're shining the lights around, and I saw something that looked like an electric blue pincushion. And we're like, oh my god, that's so cool. It was really unbelievably beautiful, just like how.
How long did it take you to figure out what it was?
About a minute. For sure. It was just like. It was like walking around, so I kind of like chased it down with my cell phone, which I think was really dangerous, but
Yes.
but I guess it was worth it. I didn't really get that close. I kind of used the zoom on my cell phone. But there's a lot of really good plants that are fluorescent too. So this is just the Monotropy uniflora, the ghost pipe. And a lot of plants give you a lot of different colors with ultraviolet light, and some of them are just really beautiful. One of the most beautiful things is like walk around a botanical garden at night with the ultraviolet light, because all the pollen on the flowers is fluorescent, and you just get so many unearthly colors. And this moss has chlorophyll, so the chlorophyll glows red, so that's what you see in the background. But then here's an entoloma. It's not really white, it's bright blue, but bright blue entelomas. There's a lot of entelomas. They're bright blue.
Oh, that's a sexy mushroom.
So this I found in New Zealand. This one I found in New Zealand. And in white light it looks like that, and then in ultraviolet light it looks like that.
Wow.
So
So
it's
how
actually
tiny are you
kinda-
talking for that one? Like how tiny, how small is it?
This one was about 2-3 inches tall, so kind of medium size.
Is that a cystoderma? Or-
Septotrauma aspirata. Yeah, so
Close.
super close. Septotrauma always has these awesome spikes all over it. And then this one I found in Veracruz this September, and this is one of the rarest psilocybin mushrooms in no demand. This is Psilocybe heinei. And I really like the blue color
Can you
of the
say it one more
mushroom.
time?
Psilocybe heinei.
Yeah, I like that word.
And then I really like all the colors. That's what it really looks like. It's kind of unusual because it's got orange gills, and most psilocybe does not have orange gills. But
Ooh, that's
I took
good.
this in the middle of the day, so for this, I just like took some black velvet and covered the mushroom with black velvet and just kind of like hid under there with my camera. It doesn't have to be completely dark because the black lights are really bright. This is another psilocybe. This is from New Zealand, so this is Psilocybe suboruginosa. So it's their version of Psilocybe cyanescens. If you found something like Psilocybe cyanescens or Lenninga, you could take almost the same picture. But a lot of psilocybes have the gill edges light up, they're fluorescent. So.
Alan, is it the psilocybin itself that's UV?
No,
fluorescent?
psilocybin doesn't fluoresce.
Okay, I didn't think so. Is
It's
it another
maybe the
alkaloid?
beta carbolines, but
Okay.
you know, there's thousands of fluorescent chemicals in nature, so it's really hard to figure out what is actually fluorescing. But ultraviolet light is like a chemical sensor. This is a descolia from New Zealand, right by the edge of like those thermal hot thermal springs. So this one, I shined the black light on it, it turned blue, and then this I found just 10 feet away. I shined the black light on it, and it turns yellow. And the mushrooms look just the same to me. But you can actually use the black light to figure out what different species are. Sometimes I see someone hands me a mushroom, I have no idea what it is. I shine a black light on it, and within a second I'm like, oh yeah, it's one of those. Because it is like a chemical sensor, different colors give you, different chemicals give you all sorts of different colors, and it's really cool to be able to perceive that. This is one where I was holding the black velvet over it, and then the black velvet fell, and I was in the middle of taking the picture. But it actually turned out kind of cool. And then here's some Paneola cyanescens. These I found in my friend's closet. And I was surprised that they fluoresced bright yellow.
I was with you when you took that photo.
Yes, yeah, you were.
So what time are we leaving tonight to go and find out?
I was thinking after I'm done talking, then we can wander around.
I want to see.
That was like a mile away from me, right?
Yes.
Maybe a little further.
Yeah, it was really close to here. Not quite walking distance, but real close. So that's Antocidae tracheospora, and you get really good blue colors in white light, and even better blue colors in ultraviolet.
Wow.
And I took this photo at like 4 p.m., like that was dark enough for it to get the ultraviolet picture.
Wow.
This we also took the same day. This is Entoloma subcarneum. So it looks really awesome in ultraviolet and even cooler in white light.
Another sexy mushrooms.
Yeah, you can't mistake this for anything. This is like the cobalt blue mushroom that's out there.
Yeah.
And then these Cortinarias, this is another one. This one's just taken from Gravel Pit Road, so just a few miles from here. And it's just like a normal brown mushroom, but then with ultraviolet, they light up so bright. It's, you can see like 100 meters away. They really light up.
Yeah, that's cool.
You get different colors from
Ooh,
different.
that's a great photo.
Yeah, and I can talk about that for a second because there's a lot of different kinds of ultraviolet light, and you say the color as a number. So the good kind of light is 365 nanometers. The bad kind of light is like the party light. Those are 395 nanometers. And every time I lead a UV walk, there's always someone that shows up with one of the 395 lights. And I feel so bad for them because they turn it on and they see some mushrooms and they're really happy. And then someone walks along with a 365 and just blows the light out of the water. And they're like, oh.
Like someone to meet you because you carry the.
Well, a lot of
the
people,
status 365.
a lot of people are starting to carry really good ultraviolet lights now. I think we actually got a whole bunch in the mail just yesterday, so if anyone wants to buy a good UV light, I think we have them for $50.
Me.
Mandy has them. This one's kind of cool because this is from Auric, but I just like shined the lights down like 6 seconds on each mushroom, so it kind of like made it look like it's glowing from inside. And another one is one of those gallerinas. And then here's our nice puff balls that we saw from Telluride.
Oh,
And then this one, Psilocybe subtropicalis, a rare psilocybin mushroom from Veracruz.
nice.
And so I always take the same picture, but this is 120 pictures combined into one, so it's called stacking. And then this is another 120 pictures, so I took 240 pictures to make these two. But it's worth it. You can see like they're it's totally in focus, the whole part. That's shot on black velvet. Here's some Laragamyces from West Virginia, and they look kind of cool just because the gill edges light up.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Camera are you using?
These are mostly a Nikon Z7, and the camera you use doesn't matter very much, but the reason these photos look so cool is because it's all focus stacked. And I can show you a little bit about how I do that, but basically tell the camera to take 100 pictures and load them all into my computer, and then it combines those 100 pictures into one picture that looks really good. And that's why they look cool. This is just some Armillaria rhizomorphs. I photographed these in Amsterdam, but
Oh,
just
nice.
those black book-based things. But they're covered in algae, so they look cool.
That's cool.
Here's some Cordyceps militaris.
Yes, I know. They call to me sexy.
And then here's one of my favorite plants. This is Seleginella.
Ooh.
And Seleginella is like an ancient moss. So it's
Oh.
food for the dinosaurs, but it's a really big moss. And the colors you get out of these things, I just love the colors on this because they get like the red, you can see the chlorophyll there, and then it gains some resistance. So this stuff is UV resistant. It's just like only the tips that fluoresce red, but it ends up looking really cool. And then this is redwood rooter, colorescent banana. These are the same mushrooms, so that's the color you get with the young one. So you get blue out of a young one, and then when they get mature, you get sea green. And then this is Viola glabella, stream violet from Point Reyes. I really like the color you get out of these. Because the underside of the leaf is red, and then the top of the leaf shows up blue. Here's a
Wait, can you
spruce.
go back to that leaf with the dots?
Yeah,
What is that?
Viola glabella.
So it's in the violet family?
Yeah, it's viola, it's a stream violet. So these are pretty common at Point Reyes, just right next to the streams. So you're just walking at night.
And the ones that are white with the globe thing? Or no?
I don't think I've seen it flower. I just found it this one time, and I got my botanist friends to identify it. I know almost nothing about plants. But this was identified by David Greenberger, and he's one of the most amazing plant identifiers in California, so I trust him.
Wait, can I I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine to take a picture. Also, I can link you to the iNaturalist observation, and then you can like download the high resolution pictures, and it has the GPS coordinates. So if you want to take a light out there, let's go find this thing. It's gonna still be there.
They're in trouble.
Here's a spruce. Spruce tips glow blue. And then this is one of the coolest and rarest mushrooms we have in California, Albogenophilus nanus. And I found it with the black light at night because they're super fluorescent, but they don't really have a genus. It needs to be a new genus, but they have a really slimy cap and they have orange spores, and there's nothing else anything like it. But then you put potassium hydroxide on it and it changes the color of the fluorescence. So this green stuff is just where I put the KOH. And I couldn't see any difference just with the regular white light, but then when I shined the ultraviolet, it completely changed the color of the fluorescence. Here's blue chanterelles from Mount Rainier.
Nice.
And I think the only person here that has found those in California is Jenna. And then these, I have no idea what they are, but they're just these spots on leaves, and so, like, yeah, I don't know why. But I've thrown these under the microscope to try to figure out what it is, and I couldn't see anything out of the ordinary when I scoped one of the spots, so it remained a mystery.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty dry. It's like it's not all the way dry, but it was on its way out. I found that in Michigan. Here's some heavy mycena from the redwood forest around here. And then the most common fluorescent mushroom, sulfur tuft. This is from Arcata, and they're super bright. But then these blue ones, that's a brick cap. And then some of these millipedes are awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this one I really like just because the legs light up so much. That one I found in Texas. And then
Yeah,
scorpions,
those are cool.
every scorpion is super fluorescent. So here is one from Alabama. A lot of the lichens are super fluorescent too.
Was that in Nama?
What's that?
Was that in Nama, Missouri?
Yes,
Yeah.
this was Nama, Missouri. I guess you were there when I took
with
this
you there.
picture. Yes. Yeah, so this is Pyxine subcinerea, and this was identified by Natalie Howe. And Natalie Howe is amazing because she has so much passion for lichens, like nothing I've ever seen. She can make anybody love lichens. But yeah, this is the same picture with ultraviolet light and with white light. So you can see like this lichen over here is just not very fluorescent, and same there. And then this is the fluorescent one, and you can barely see the difference until you pull off the black light, and all of a sudden it's super different. You get a lot of colors out of lichen stuff. This one's like a gold dust lichen, Ochrolecia, from here in California. I like those.
Wow.
These are really common. One of the most common things you see walking around here. And then here's like geographics or something around.
That's a map one.
Yeah, map lichen. That's a better name for it. So here's with like a 395 light and then 365. So that kind of shows you the difference. So like these are the lights that you would have at a party, and then here's the 365. It's just this day and night. And then this lichen, I like it a lot. This is from Humboldt.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
We see what you did.
Right at sunset, so I thought it was kind of cool. But I like it because it looks like a jellyfish or some kind of sea creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's some usnea and some bacterial spots. And I think that is pretty much all I had. We probably don't want to hear all about the photography tips, but I can be happy to explain how to do photography and any if anyone's really interested later. So if you like this kind of stuff, there's a really cool Facebook group called Fluorescent Florist, and it's all about people that shine like lights around at night and take pictures. There's some amazing photographers on there, and so that's a really cool Facebook group. But even cooler is this iNaturalist project. So whenever I find something, I always put it on iNaturalist, but if it fluoresces, then I put it in this UV fluorescent organisms project, and you can keep track of all the different fluorescent things. So I think there's like 6,000 things in the project, 2,000 different species, but you can just check on there and see if anybody else has like ever noticed it glowing before, or you can search in there or whatever. So it's a really cool project.
Do you know if the local reindeer lichen lights up?
Reindeer lichen. Which one is that?
Begonia.
Credonia?
I don't know.
Yeah, it lights up It lights up a little bit. I think a couple photos back, I had one of those, but I just kind of flipped through it really quick because it was not nearly as impressive as some of the other ones. But you know, even something that's just barely fluorescent, since you're doing a long exposure, you can still get like amazingly bright photos from it, even if it's barely fluorescent.